All right, folks, this is what happens when you try to get down to the real truth. I called in Alex radio show. We'll play it, and then I'm going to explain it and get down to something that we needed to further go into detail, but I got cut off, basically.
Let's go to James in Washington. Go ahead.
How you doing, David Knight?
Go ahead.
Hey, just 3 quick comments. Trump, my lady said it best the other night. He's nothing but a repackaged neocon. I love his tone. I love his non-political correctness, but eminent domain, torture, spying, killing women and children, that guy's a scumbag.
I agree.
Rand Paul,
I agree.
I'm tired of his candy coating, the war on terror. He's a great guy. He's got a great attitude. I love his spirit. But he's also endorsed Jeb Bush's son, George P. Bush. We need to confront him on that. We need to make sure he's straight on 9/11. He says Obama's funded the rebels and all that. Well, why can't he come out and say 9/11 was an inside job? And let's get straight to the point. I'm tired of lies.
Yep.
Oregon, there's truth coming out down there right now. Our chief just resigned, rumor has it. Judge and sheriff are being exposed as we speak.
Who just resigned? Hey, hang on a second. Who just resigned? Who just resigned?
Rumor has it, I'm not for sure right now, but fire chief is resigning. In a nutshell, all the crooks down in Oregon are being exposed right now, and I love all you guys, but I'm rebuking you all right now. You need to get down there and get a reporter on there 24 hours, 7 days a week. Shame on you guys for not putting a light on this.
Well, you know,
you
James,
guys are responsible.
well, hey, James, you know what? We were there.
Okay, he just cut me down. He just shut me off, disconnected. You can hear me about ready to say you guys are responsible for everything that's happening right now down there because they need to, it's no secret. And Infowars, you guys know more than anybody. You guys know more than anybody that media attention is what prevents tyrannical violence 9 times out of 10. And without your guys' help down there, Pete Santilli's doing it all, but number one, he doesn't got a worldwide following like you guys got. And number two, what happens if they remove him? We need we need more media outlet down there. I'll let you finish this. I got to hurry up before this 10 minutes run out of my camera.
And we had scheduled interviews with Ammon Bundy. He repeatedly canceled those interviews. And so we went there to talk to him, and we've talked about what's going on, about the larger issue, about the Sagebrush Rebellion. I agree with the problems that are out there. We've talked about what the Congressman Greg Walden has talked about there in Oregon, and that's exactly what the people need to understand is what the problem is there. I don't agree with the process that they're doing there, but we were going to give Ammon Bundy a chance to talk, and he canceled multiple times on us. So you know what? We're not going to hang out in the cold waiting until he deems it possible for us to talk to him. That's total BS, okay?
Okay, clearly you're acting as if this is not the most serious event going on in the country right now. And if you really acknowledge that fact, and I know you have to really know that, so something's telling me you guys are being paid, or controlled, or threatened not to be down there and reporting this. I don't care what your reason is. There's no excuse for you guys not being down there and covering this, period. If you need somebody to sit in the cold, pay me to do it. I live in Washington State, right north of them. I got no problem doing it. I don't got the resources. I don't have the money to do it. You guys have the following, the audience, the money, the resources to get this done and get this accomplished. And this is a major event going on. This isn't just about the Bundys either. So whether they denied an interview, we need to find out if that's true. Or let's find out if that's how true that really is. Santilli, if you could, please. Ask Bundy if he'd be willing to take an interview from Infowars now and get them down there and get them involved. And if he did, ask him if he denied them an interview, because that needs to be established. We need to find that out. But regardless, even if Bundy did deny an interview, consider reasons why he might have done it at the time when it was really heated and serious. But also, even if they did that, doesn't change the fact that you are a media source that's so big on the alternative truth movement media that you should be covering this and be down there with or without an interview from the Bundys. And just so you know, and I know, we know you know, so you can't, somebody's monitoring Santilli's live stream and watching what's going on down there. that there's more than just Bundys down there right now. We got militia members from all over the country now showing up and supporting. Oath Keepers is down there now as well. So we got many people down there. Communities coming out. Ranchers are coming out, speaking out. People are no longer operating in fear now. They're speaking up. And of course, we got their communist little liberal party in their community there that's cheering everybody on who wants to kick Santilli out of the meetings because he brings up the Constitution. It's getting heated right now. Let's keep going here.
And I respect what they did at the Bundy Ranch. I think they did that very wisely, very smartly. I think this is a very bad tactic. I think they've made their point. I think for their own safety, they need to move on. I disagree with Hillary Clinton. She wants to have them
move on. What they're doing right now is helping the ranchers right now. There's no moving on.
arrested. Okay, she didn't call for the arrest of anybody with Occupy. And these guys are protesting it. They haven't hurt anybody. They haven't hurt any property, any government property. I think they should be allowed to go. I would like to see them go and start this movement in a different way.
See, you're already sounding shady, man. You're already acting like you're hinting around to them like we want. Go ahead and get out of there while you still can. What part of sovereignty, constitutional justice don't you understand? I mean, of all people, you guys know. I shouldn't even be saying this to you guys. So it's very interesting that you're acting like what they're doing is wrong right now. Maybe you're not informed and you need to get down there because what they're doing is right. There's nothing wrong with what they're doing down there, period. So, I just can't believe you guys, man. I can't believe it.
There's other ways that we can do this, and I think...
Well, let's talk about those other ways then. Because clearly you guys never got the solutions. You're always saying other ways. And Alex is always saying he doesn't want a civil war and he doesn't want any problems with that, what's going on down there in Oregon. Well, why aren't you covering it then? Because that's what's going to help stop it. You're making excuses and clearly revealing to everybody you are a bunch of liars.
It's a very bad strategy. Let's go on to Brandon and...
See, he just blew me off. And made excuses as to why they're not covering this incident. It's amazing. I just keep calling them out, people. That's all I can say, man. I'm done with this. Call out Infowars for not covering Oregon. If anything happens to anybody down in Oregon, their blood's on your hands, Infowars. Just know that, David. Their blood's going to be on your guys' hands because you guys have been dropping the ball, ignoring what's going on down there and acting like it's not your responsibility to cover it. It is your responsibility to be covering this. No excuses. There's many times people are going to deny you an interview. Does that mean you stop covering it? That's not your guys' nature usually when it's at something less of a lesser event, you know, where you're dealing with a bunch of moron communist little punk kids running around yanking microphones out of your hand. Well, what about this situation? This is a 100 times more serious of an event than the event that Alex Jones was at, and all those little punks were screaming, you know, for abortions and their right to be communist rebels or whatever it was, and he yanks the microphone out of your hand. That was a joke, dude. Go to this. This is real. And that tells me that's probably why you're really not there, because this is real. And you send Joe Biggs there for one day to cover it, and he bones out. He cuts out. And people questioned him about it on Twitter, and I was monitoring it. And he's like, "Yep, moving on to the next one." Like, what are you talking about? Moving on to the next one? There's no moving on to the next nothing right now. This is the main event, and you people are acting like it's just piddly stuff down there. But at least you admit right here that, yeah, Hillary Clinton wants to have them arrested. So in one sentence, you're acknowledging that this is very serious. And another sentence, you're acting like moving on. See, you're exposed. I'm calling you out. We're not letting up. This is not going to be forgotten. You're not going to get away with covering this up. You're either paid to cover this up or, yeah. That's all I can say. There's something going on shady with Infowars. Be warned, people. And I'm calling them out right now. And do your part in doing the same. God bless you all.